Today we're going to show you how to use the all-new Remove tool in Photoshop with automatic distraction removal. So we're starting off with our all-new Remove tool. Let's grab it right over here in our text bar. You can see the Remove tool, keyboard shortcut is J. We have the brand new option to find distractions and boom, general distractions. Let's go ahead and click on Find. Now this is an all-new feature. It was just released in Photoshop. Before we had wires and cables, we had people, but this is going to find all of the distractions in our entire photograph. So the Remove tool has found all of our distractions. It categorizes everything for us and even color codes it. So you can see here down on the bottom, I have a lot of green highlighted areas. This is all just visual clutter. Now it didn't get everything, but you can simply paint over the areas that you want to remove and it's going to remove those in addition. And if there's anything that you don't want removed, hold Alt or Option and paint it away and it won't remove that area. Now, in this case, I actually do want to remove that, so we're good to go. At any point in time, you can click on Find Distractions to turn back on your list. And to apply this distraction removal, just make sure you have Generative AI on. You want to make sure you're sampling all layers and to create a new layer with the remove results. All those things are done. Let's go ahead and click on this checkbox and it's going to remove every single thing, all of the distractions with a simple click. And as you can see, it did a fantastic job. Let's just turn that off and on to see all of the distractions that it removed. Now, funnily enough, it didn't actually remove these wires and cables, but we have an option for that as well. So we're gonna go to Find Distractions. We're gonna go down to Wires and Cables, and I'm gonna say, go ahead and remove the wires and cables from the image. Just make sure that you have this option checked to remove everything and place it on a new layer. And you can see now our wires and cables are removed. So with a couple different boxes, we're able to remove all of these distractions. Honestly, this used to take hours and hours in Photoshop, and now it's just a simple click. So we're already very far along in our edit. The next thing I want to do is add a little bit more space to our photograph because our subject is just really close to the bottom of the image. We have a lot of space on the top, but not much on the bottom. So we're going to be using the crop tool. Let's hit C for the crop tool, and then we can go ahead and click on the bottom and expand out our image. So we're just going to expand out and bring this right about here. Trying to use the rule of thirds here to put our subject right about in that area. So she's going to be at the intersection of the horizontal and vertical line. And then all we have to do is click here on Generative Expand. You don't have to type in anything, just click on Generate, and it's going to generate all these pixels completely from scratch. And as you can see, our image looks fantastic. We even have variations in our property panel where we can choose what we'd like. I think this first one looked really, really good. So this is our image as we started with, and here is where we're at now. There's a little bit of sky visible right up here on the very top, and I want to go ahead and do a sky replacement. Why not? We're already in here. So we're going to create a new layer on top of everything. I'm going to go to Image and then down to Apply Image. With Apply Image, it basically takes a snapshot of everything you see and it puts it on a new layer. So we can use this to select our sky. Let's go ahead and click on this layer. We're going to go to Select and then down to Sky. There we go. It's going to simply select that sky. And now I'm going to bring in a new sky. I have a sky.jpg. I'm going to click and drag this in. By the way, I do want to mention that you can download the sample image and the sky and the PSD totally free. Just click on the link right down below so you can follow along. All right, let's go ahead and hit enter and bring that sky in. Oh, you know what? I got to reselect the sky. So let's go over here. Let's go to select down here to sky. And there we go. Now we bring that new sky in and I'm going to click here on my layer mask, which just layer masks that sky. Now the sky doesn't look realistic at all, if we're being honest. So we're going to click on that sky and we're going to go to Image, down to Adjustments, and over to Hue/Saturation. Now with Hue/Saturation, this is really nice. I can actually change the saturation if I need to, and my lightness. I just want to make it lighter. It's going to make it look a lot more realistic because the original sky was relatively light, and we want to just lower our saturation down just a little bit. There we go. That looks fantastic and realistic. Now you can unlink the layer from the layer mask, and you can move it at any point in time, so you can have some different clouds throughout your image. All right, that looks really good. Now we're almost done with our photograph. The last thing I want to do is use Adobe Camera Raw to bring everything back together again. So we're going to create a new layer on top of everything. We'll go to Image and down to Apply Image right over here. It creates a snapshot of everything you see, puts it on its own layer. This other layer we can delete, by the way. We don't need that one. There we go. And now on this layer, we're going to turn it into a smart object. So let's go to filter and then down to convert for smart filters. Perfect. Now, as you can see, we have a smart object and it's time to go to filter, camera raw filter. So here in camera raw, the first thing I want to do is move over to our effects. I'm going to add a little bit of grain. Anytime you use AI to do some expansion or object removal, it's a great idea to add a little bit of grain. It makes the end results look more realistic. So just a little grain goes a long way. Next, we're going to move right here into our optics. I'm going to go ahead and pull our vignetting in just a little bit. There we go. That's going to look great. And I'm going to move into our masks. So with the masking selected, let's go to our radial gradient. I'm going to click and drag out just where my subject is. Fantastic. Let's go ahead and bring that exposure up. Looking really good. And make sure we protect the highlights. You want to always protect your highlights when you increase your exposure. There we go. And boy, oh boy, that's looking great. Let's just go ahead and go to our saturation and bring that down just a little bit so our subject's skin tone looks a little bit more realistic. Oh, this looks really great. Now we're going to go back into our overall settings. I'm going to go into our lens blur. Let's go ahead and click on apply. This is going to analyze our image and blur the background automatically. Let's just make sure to go ahead and select our subject by clicking and dragging right over here on our subject. And look at that, the background is blurred beautifully. I just want to go ahead and lower that blur amount so it looks a little bit more realistic. We're done. Let's go ahead and hit OK. And of course, we can change these settings at any point in time just by turning off and on these smart filters. And if I want to get back into camera raw, I can do so by double clicking. All right, let's go ahead and shift click everything and group it all together. And here we can see this is our before and our after. Look at all those amazing changes we were able to make with our photograph in just a couple minutes. We removed all the distractions, we replaced our sky, extended the borders, and made our subject brighter, helping her to pop out from that background. And there we go. Thank you so much for watching. Don't forget you can download all these sample images and the PSD for free. Just click on the link right down below. And if you want to get a free tutorial every single week, simply click on subscribe. Thanks again, and I'll Phlearn you later. Bye everyone.